Hey, Lastash here. I'm a criminal defense attorney in the Southern District of California here in San Diego. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you already know that I usually focus on the Supreme Court, Ninth Circuit, and California state cases. But once in a while, we discuss other jurisdictions because those cases may become relevant to me or they're simply interesting. And today we're going to discuss what we can call a Kansas two-step traffic stop. First things to remember, officers cannot prolong a traffic stop. They have to be actively pursuing the initial mission of the stop. We know this from the Supreme Court case Rodriguez. Now, here's what would happen in Kansas. Officers would pull over a vehicle for some traffic violation. They would come up, try to either get consent from an individual to search the car, or develop reasonable suspicion to search the car. And when that would fail, they would issue the ticket, and in order not to prolong the stop and have any issues with Rodriguez, they would walk away from the car. And they would even say something like, "Have a nice day." When they make the 2 steps away from the car, they turn around and say, "Oh, and by the way," and they try to make a new conversation with you. Because the initial stop, from their perspective, ended, and now it's simply a nice conversation. But in reality, they were trying to still develop more reasonable suspicion or probable cause to search the vehicle.
One thing about that accident, do you happen to know who else was involved?
It's a couple from El Monte, Mr. and Mrs. Morgan. Why?
Well, you see, I didn't know, Oh, one more thing. The next time you see Mrs. O'Connor, will you tell her something for me? My nephew won 2 prizes the other day. Second prize for a needlepoint contest. First prize for weightlifting.
Oh, one other thing. In regard to your practice of recording people's comments after the screening, what is that, like a question and answer period? Oh, listen, there's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. The fellow that Lessing worked with, Dr. Murchison, I can't find him, and I was wondering whether you can help me.
Before I go on and tell you what the Kansas court decided, I'll give you a little break. It gives me a chance to catch my breath and for you to click that subscribe button.
Quick message from Law Stash. Are you charged with a crime? Or do you want to know your rights if stopped by police? Watch California attorney Anton Vieltsin discuss legal cases from the Supreme Court, Ninth Circuit, and California state courts on the Law Stash YouTube page. Anton has handled hundreds of federal and state criminal cases, has an in-depth knowledge of the law, and has the best mustache ever. Subscribe to the Law Stash YouTube page. That's LAWSTACHE.
Okay, I hope you didn't waste the last 30 seconds without clicking that subscribe button. And if you did, I think you still have a chance to click it while I'm going to continue discussing this case. So here's what the court said. Most drivers do not know that they have a right to deny consent, and troopers are more than happy to exploit their lack of knowledge of their legal rights. Even though the law requires that consent be knowing, intelligent, and voluntary, troopers don't generally let such niceties stand in their way. For drivers who are not initially forthcoming with consent, troopers are trained to conclude the traffic stop, somehow signal that the driver is free to go, then immediately re-engage the driver in a friendly, casual conversation to keep the driver at the scene and enable the trooper to develop reasonable suspicion or take another step at getting consent. The court found that Kansas Highway Patrol is engaged in a pattern or practice of prolonging traffic stops by using the Kansas two-step to coerce drivers into answering questions when the troopers do not have reasonable suspicion and the drivers do not feel free to leave. This practice violates the Fourth Amendment by extending traffic stops without reasonable suspicion and without the knowing, intelligent, and voluntary consent of the drivers. Let me tell you why I took a minute to discuss this case. First, it's a good reminder of the Supreme Court case Rodriguez. If you still haven't watched that video on my channel, I will link it below, and I encourage you, of course, to watch the whole video to understand how Rodriguez can apply next time you get pulled over by law enforcement. But in a nutshell, officers cannot prolong traffic stops. They have to be actively pursuing the mission, meaning giving you that traffic citation. And if they prolong the stop, the whole case can eventually get dismissed. And the second reason I discuss this case is because if next time you get pulled over and you get a sense that this sort of two-step happened to you where the officers almost let you go and then reinitiated a conversation with you, either give me a call or talk to your lawyer about this case. It could potentially help you and get your own case dismissed. Thanks for watching. Oh, and by the way, if you still haven't subscribed, hit that button. If you're listening to the podcast version of this recording on Audible or Spotify, give my podcast a 5-star review rating. And finally, if you want to support this channel and really be that MVP, go to losthash.com and check out some of the merch, including these Do Not Arrest This Person t-shirts. Thanks for watching.